Hi, good morning again. This is the fourth day. I believe I'll be doing two videos this today. I think it's somewhat remiss of me not to, in a sense, talk about the current social phenomena that is going on in terms of the death of the black man in America and the various, in a sense, protests. And it's sad because I think from the speech that was given by Martin Luther, that a man should not be judged by the color of his skin, but rather by the contents of his character. And little changes have been made in some regions as related to racism and the impact that racism have on the life of others. And I think it's also important to recognize that the love of God in this, that does not discriminate against anyone. And for me, that's the foundation in which that speech, in a sense, is built upon undying love. I remember it was the 22nd of November 2002, when we came to the United Kingdom to join the military, and it was a lot of us from different Caribbean BMEs, Black and ethnic minorities, that joined. And we meet in all different various people. I think sometimes some people, a sense, are curious in terms of you talk different, you act different, you laugh different, your conversation is different, and sometimes people find these things very difficult to deal with, and and in a sense some people are misguided, or some people in a sense don't have the taking time to understand people, and to understand that, again, that if that we shouldn't be judged just because of the color of our skin, because of their forefathers may have done that, and in a sense sometimes even the media would have projected that sense of that people, a sense of putting people in different social category, or social classes. And I think it's important for every country to recognize the contribution that BMEs make all over the world. I remember some of the best, the most brilliant soldiers that I met were the Caribbean. The BMEs produced some of the excellent soldiers. I remember my friend Isaacs. He was a good man. He really Darwin Isaacs. I always have to. He was a brilliant soldier, and the good thing is that sometimes even in training, there are people who again, some of the instructors, again, they don't know about you, but I think once they get to know about you, I remember a guy from, I believe he was from Scotland, who took the time, who really took the time, with me, and teach me, just spend that time, with me, and was invest the time, because I believe once people really get to know who you are, and people begin to see a bit more that that, as Martin Luther said, it's not the color of the skin that really defines you. Is the contents of the character. Is you're a human being. You have the children and a family. You are you are connected. You are just more than, in a sense, the exterior sometimes of the exterior of what people see. And I remember joining the Royal Anglians and meet upon some really brilliant guy. I remember one time I was doing a little preaching, talking about God in the military, and somebody possibly didn't like it. And I remember, I believe it was Ashley Budward. Don't know if I'm calling his name right. And he was really supportive. And you have guys like Steve McTavish, Chris Morey. You have really. I remember Officer. I had a good relationship with the officers, some of the officers in the corps, and I remember Tom Ellis, Ferguson. We went, I believe, to Grimsby, and I remember, it was really amazing. And I think the sense of, if people take time to know people and to move away from the prejudice that they have been so accustomed to, and give people the chance to develop, and see people for who they are. And again, because there are people who, like sometimes even us among the BMEs will say that the same thing, that I'm going to judge you as a BME as not by the color of your skin, but by your education, but I'm going to judge you by the contents of your character. I'm going to, so this struggle is, in a sense, is not, only, it's the power is to understand people. The power is to accept, people for who they are, and to give people that space, to growth and to develop, and to understand, that people, that we're here to make a valuable, and has make a valuable contribution all throughout history. And I'm proud in terms of the work that I do, and many times you come up on many challenges. But one of the most powerful thing I always said to my colleagues or my boss is that, don't worry, I will change their mind. I will change their mind. I will, once people get to see who you are and identify, with you, and in a sense to see, even though you would have hold those prejudices, or even you still hold those prejudices, you will find it very difficult to still keep these in a sense, where you devalue, people, dehumanize people. Don't look at them in a sense as your peer, or as of the same sort of standing, but look at them as a sense of a lesser vessel. And once you do that, once you look at somebody at a lesser vessel, you don't see that person for who they are. And here is I serve in the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, but here is four policemen who are was given a sense by the community, because they work for the public servants, was given that opportunity, in a sense, to serve and to protect. And four of them kneeling when a man said that, I can't breathe. And that is very powerful. That is very powerful, because only when you can't breathe, when you can't breathe, is a sense of saying, in a sense, that I want to take the living soul from you. If somebody can't breathe, the aim of any human, I'm sure, if is to, in a sense, to get them some form of breath. So to ignore that is the very it's very powerful, and it show, in a sense, that when you look at that person, you are devaluing them in such a way, because I'm sure that if it was a animal of any sort, if it was a dog, if it was something that that we have grown to love and sometimes even treat more than humans, then possibly one of the police officers would have said to themselves, do you think that is right? Because if the media look at how you are treating an animal, you will be charged for animal cruelty. So I think, in a sense, that that really devalues, devalue people, devalue humans, and to show that you do not love and you do not respect a certain race. And see and this shows that there's a big challenging, and it's a big learning, not only for, as I said, only for America, but it's a learning for everywhere. It's a learning for every institution. It's a learning for every workplace. It's a learning for, wherever we see people. It's a learning for me. It's a learning for, for my children, in the sense to educate them and to ensure that they, again, I always have to come back to the parenting. Parenting have nothing to do with how, in a sense, but to make them aware of the challenges that is some of the challenges that is in this world, and sometimes how some people, and again, let me say that to you, that again, there's not is not a sense of the majority, but it seems like when these things happen, the challenges is a sense that people identify these things as a more of a system. It appears like it is a systematic acceptation that somehow people believe that the world, in a sense, accept these behaviors. You see videos where people have will literally call the police and said he's a black man and he's aggressive, because somehow people have grown to believe that we accept. And it's a shame, because it's in that same country, the Constitution say that, we accept these truths to be true, that all men are equal, and the Statue of Liberty have the lamp, the torch that says, "Give me a tie, your poor, your other masters yawning to greet thee, the refuge of your tendon show. Send east your tempter stars to me, I lift my lamp." So the Statue of Liberty is inviting people, in a sense, to say, to come to a place where there is peace. Come to a place where where all men and I said should be equal. So I just wanted to, again, just to slightly touch and this. Have a wonderful day, and a video will be coming a bit later on in terms of continuing with this quest in terms of understanding parenting and the dynamics around parenting, and more so the importance of you as a parent. Thank you.